is Fred Coe. I'm the Director of Sales for Graphical Networks. So today's topic, I believe, is to help manage capacity within your data centers. So we have about 30 minutes for today's webinar. There is a Q&A button in the webinar console. If you want to click on that, we'll answer some of your questions towards the end of today's webinar. And I believe we have a couple of polls in here, Hannah.
Yes, we do.
All right,
hopefully great. We can set them off without a hitch with this new platform, so bear with us, everyone.
Yeah, we were using the Zoom webinar for the longest time, so this is our first. Thanks. I will give this 1 more minute and I'll get started. So for those that don't know us, Graphical Networks, we have our own product called netTerrain. netTerrain was first developed back in 2009. So we've been doing this for quite some time. More than 400 organizations are using netTerrain today. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about our netTerrain DCIM product, as this really primarily focuses on managing the capacity of your data center rooms and telecom rooms. So that is what we will focus on today. And let me see if there's any polls we can start off to that. Instant poll. Oops. Maybe we'll skip the polls. I'll just dive into this then. All right, we'll skip the polls. Maybe we can fix this later, but I'll go and share my screen. So netTerrain. So how can you use netTerrain to help manage your capacity of your data center rooms, whether it's managing the space, the power, or the weight availability within your infrastructure? So this is a demo project. If you want to copy this URL, you can have access to this. So I'm going to go into a standard. This is our standard demo that we offer in netTerrain. So I'm going to go into a college. This is the University of Maryland campus. So here we have buildings. Again, with netTerrain, you can just drag and drop items from the catalog and build your hierarchy. So I'm going to drop this building here. You can resize this, move this around. So adding objects in netTerrain is very simple. So again, so let's create this building object. So that's how you create objects in netTerrain. You basically drag and drop items from the catalog. So I'm going to click on this building. This building has a background image of pictures. Very easy to do. You can just right click and hit background. And you can import background images of your buildings, of your floor plans. Like I'm going to go into this 3rd floor. This shows you a floor plan of a larger data center room, right? So you're looking at these racks on a bird's eye view down, like a top-down type view. So netTerrain does not do 3D views. We believe 3D views are good for managing airflow and temperature, which we do have our own EM module that we can talk about later. So if you're looking at these racks are color-coded. They're color-coded based on rack occupancy. 0 to 25% is green, 25-50 is yellow, orange, and red, which you can customize. We have these expression type reports where at a glance you can see there's 2,041 devices inside this data center. There's 27,000 ports. So managing capacity, this is one way to help manage capacity within your data centers. This is see exactly how many devices you have. If cable management is something that's important for you, we do offer a complete, robust cable management solution as well, where you can document your fiber, copper, Ethernet, power, really any type of connections inside your data center rooms. But I won't talk about that today. We do have other webinars that specifically talks about cable management. So when you look at the racks here, based on those color codes, you can view them by space availability, power availability, and weight availability. So that's one way of really at a glance to see how is my capacity running in this data center room. Looks like they're all overweight. How much space do I have left available? Can I find, like, say I have a really large equipment that's 4U or 5U large, 6U. Do I actually have enough continuous rack space to place an equipment in there? So we do have this report here. It's called Continuous Rack Unit Report. Double click on it. So inside this building, you can see that there are maximum continuous rack reports per rack. So we do have a lot of racks here that are basically empty. And then you can see it goes down further, all the way down. Racks in use and free units available, I'm sorry. So you can see a lot of these racks are used. And these are free units. This 86 is for a front and back of a rack. So 42U and 42U. So that's what this is right here. So this is a continuous rack unit report. We also have a rack finder report as well. So all the racks inside that room, you can run a report and see easily how many units are in use, how many free rack space units available, as well as maximum continuous rack units, as well as the power availability. So these are some capacity table type reports that you can see in netTerrain. So I'm going to go down into a rack. And this rack, again, has these expression type reports showing us 12 devices, 1,282 ports connected. So if you want to run a report for your boss, let's say, hey, I need a report of everything that's inside this rack, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You could just go under our tools query type report. You can run one of these saved query type reports. And if you want to add, let's see, I'm going to hit submit. So this is a report of everything inside this rack in a table format that you can export to CSV. You can also export this to Excel. That's coming out in our next 9.7 release. Forgive me, I think there are a couple of people that join in the webinar. I'm going to let them in.
Yes, everybody is in. Thank you.
Thanks. Okay.
Sure.
That's something that's different, Hannah, with the Teams webinar. Okay. So one aspect that a lot of our customers want to see are dashboard type reports, capacity planning type reports. And we do offer reports. I'm going to click on this dashboard reports. These dashboard reports are available only for our on-prem customers, FYI, not available for SaaS. So at a glance, these are more management style dashboard reports. At a glance, you can see all your assets. If you need to report all your, let's say, Cisco devices, 1,008 devices, you can click on the pie chart. It will pull up all your Cisco devices, and then you can export this as well. So that's one thing about managing your assets. in netTerrain. Actually, I'm gonna pull up my other. How do I move this? Anyways, so data center capacity type reports. Again, if you do this on premise, again, you do get this out of the box. We do have a dashboard editor, so you can add as many business intelligence style dashboard reports as you like. So this is just our standard canned demo project dashboards. But again, you can customize this as much as you like. So data center capacity showing top 5 rooms by rack count, rack utilization, nameplate power, and rack weight utilization. So room count, cabinet counts, rack unit used, and power used. We also have a rack capacity. Again, this is by rooms. These are wiring closets, other universities, rack nameplate power utilization. And I'm going to pull up, I'm going to go back to my project. Go back to my building. Yeah, if you have me here, I'm going to pull up another dashboard type reports. Pull up my source net collector. Oops. So this one has a different dashboard reports that I want to show you. So one thing new in our 9.6 release was our new AWS collector. So any that uses AWS, we do offer a new cost dashboard dashboards. Again, that you can customize the look and feel. So again, this is pretty good. It shows you again your monthly cost. This is from our lab. So those are our lab environment costs. But yeah, at a glance, you can easily see your monthly cost by service, each AWS service you have, the cost variations, the top 5 current monthly cost by service, and the current month and predicted month end. So again, that's a little new dashboard report that was just recently created that I really want to show you. For customers using our IPAM, we also have an IPAM report as well, showing subnets used. So, all right. So,
Hey, Fred,
yes.
we have a question in the Q&A. Is this database linked to ServiceNow assets?
That's a great question. In our next new release, 9.7, which is out in 2 weeks, we have a complete updated ServiceNow connector. We can actually write back to ServiceNow too. So it's right here. So this is our netTerrain collector. It has our API connectors as well as our SNP network discovery. Let me just that. So ServiceNow, you basically go configure username, password, REST API endpoints. Yeah, so you can definitely import all your ServiceNow inventory, and you can also write back to ServiceNow. So that's coming in our 9.7 release. The collector I'm showing you here is a little outdated. We also have a new remedy connector as well. And you can see here, we have a lot of hooks into third-party applications, mainly a lot of network applications, network monitoring types applications like SolarWinds, What's Up Gold. Like I showed you before, we also have complete AWS, Azure. Again, in a 9.7 release, we have GCP as well. Our netTerrain EM module, that's also something I should show you. Hold on a second. I need to open up my Edge browser. stop presenting for a quick minute here. So as part of netTerrain DCIM, you also have our netTerrain EM module that I'm going to show you. This really helps manage the capacity of your power within your data centers. So let me pull this up real quick.
Brad, while you pull that up, I'm going to launch the second poll question. I think I figured it out.
Okay.
Bear with us, everyone. Thank you for your patience while we learn Teams webinar.
Ah, thank you.
Oh, I guess they are both launching. Hopefully folks are seeing this and answering. Do. Okay. No idea if that launched.
I think I see it. Do you guys, does everyone see it? Question number 2, do you currently use software for managing your data center? Go ahead, hit submit, Hannah.
Okay, I closed the poll. Thank you for your patience, folks. If you attend another webinar, we will be experts by that time with Teams. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to share my screen again. All right, so this is our environmental monitoring module that is included with part of netTerrain DCIM. So a lot of our customers are looking to manage power and how to discover real-time power to really check. It really helps solve a lot of things in regards to managing your power. So I'm going to go into devices, discovery, import. So in order to discover your power, we primarily use IPMI. You also can do SNMP, WSMan, SSH, in-band. So different protocols. It's an agentless discovery tool. Then you'll need to put your credentials in here. You can also schedule this as well to do a specific time. You can make this recurrent. And then once you're done, you build your hierarchy. So this is the Brennan Herb building. So you can see here, there's 40 devices that are being monitored. Capacity is 45 kilowatts. This is the amount that's been used and unused. And also tracks space capacity and weight capacity. So you go to the data center room, go to, let's say, row 1. There's 38 devices in row 1 that's being monitored and discovered. So again, it shows you the power, space, and weight availability. You can actually go down to each rack. So this rack R3 has 18 devices. And again, you can see the real-time power used, space, and weight. If you go down, you can show any severity alarms. You can also do trend analysis. This one's pretty steady, but and you can actually go down to each individual device as well. So this was discovered using the Dell iDRAC. You can actually turn off the device here. You can turn it on as well. So she has 1U, 382 watts of power, the weight, and the temperature right now. So it shows you the sensors right here. So again, you can go down to each individual device, the rack, the row, the room, and the data center. This will help you with cool analysis to find any low utilization servers. I do write this a lot in my blogs about zombie servers and how you can find servers that are really not consuming any, really not doing anything except occupying space and power. So with our EM module, you can easily find these low utilization servers. So you can determine as your data center manager to decommission the device or reuse it. So that's the low utilization servers. Again, you can manage the power, create power policies, all in netTerrain. So again, that's the some of the energy reports, which really helps in managing power capacity. A lot of our customers use this to help oversubscribe racks, increase their rack density. And since it's a real-time power, you can put more equipment inside the racks without sacrificing the performance of your servers and equipment. So again, that's our EM module report. So many different ways to manage capacity within netTerrain. Again, the space, power, and weight availability for powers and nameplate power, as well as real-time power. Yeah, so that's many different ways to help manage capacity within netTerrain. And let's see if there's any questions here. I'm gonna show my face again. All right, I don't see any other questions, so I must have done a good job, or I hope.
Fred, we have another question. Are the Visio rack layouts automatically generated when equipment is entered?
We don't use Visio. It looks very similar to Visio. So when you can automatically place equipment into the racks, and I'm sorry if I did not show this to you. So I want to go over here. I want to create sites. I'm going to show you how easy this is to do. I'll put GNHQ. I'll double click. I'm going to insert a map. Oops. That's okay. I'm going to do an office building. And then I'm going to add a floor. So again, with netTerrain, everything's all using the catalog, nodes, racks, and devices. This is our headquarters here, and this is where my office is, where I am right now. Then I'm going to either insert a office floor plan. Then I'm going to add a room. It's DC1. You can make this bigger. You can boldface it. Double click on the room. It takes you to a blank diagram that you can insert a grid that you can actually place your racks into them. I'll call it rack 1 or A1. And then again, you can do the same thing here. You can start building out your diagrams. And you can actually copy and paste these too if you want. I copy, Control C, Control V. So copy, there it is. And when you double click on the rack, this is where you actually would place your equipment. So I'll do like a 24 port patch panel. I can bring in the servers. Bring in a switch. You can bring your power strips as well. So this is how you will start documenting netTerrain. to make connections. Again, if you're doing this manually, you basically click on these control select 2 items, right click, hit connections, hit insert cables. This will take you to the back plane of the device and we create connections. Then you choose the link type. And also to Ethernet for this. And you notice here that the device snaps into place into the rack. So it's a vendor specific image in the catalog. Our catalog has over 16,000 devices in our catalog. If there are devices not inside there, just request it from us and we'll provide it to you within 24 hours. So you click, you double click, and then you'll see the actual ports and the connections. So I hope that answers the question. So yes, when you do document the racks and place equipment, that's how you would do it in netTerrain. Same thing with power too. Connect this to.
One more follow-up on that. Yep. Pedro asked, is the equipment library frequently updated to reflect the latest equipment? If an equipment type is not available, can it be customized?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, let me go to our catalog here. So again, our catalog has, this one's a little old. It's close to like 20,000 devices now and cards. So if there's a device not in here, one thing to give you this catalog, you can actually sort by instances. So you know, yeah, like 650 Dell R7910s. But if you don't want to wait for us, when you submit a ticket to Graphical Network Support, say, hey, I need this widget, the Cisco new device. Here's the model number. Here's the card numbers. We usually turn it back within 24 hours to you. So we'll provide you a zip file that you would import as a JSON file. So again, upload a zip, choose your file, and select these if you want. Or if you're impatient or you have very specific equipment that's is very customized, you can just add new. So here's where you add your type category. You will need to pick your image, and if it's a favorite, and default width and height. So that's how you would do this, our catalog. Again, either request it from us. We're pretty good at it, returning it back to you within 24 hours. And we do update our master catalog. So when a major release does get released, all the devices that have been requested from customers, that's all going to be added into the master catalog. And it does get released when a new version is released. But instead of waiting, 3, 4 months, 6 months for a new version release, we just give it to you. So I hope that answers your question.
Just one more. Is netTerrain web-based, off-premises, or on-prem software?
Sure.
Both?
Yeah, both. So we do have our own netTerrain SaaS site here. Let me see how I can copy this and move this to, where is it? Chat. So I'm putting this in chat for everyone to see. So if anyone wants to try out netTerrain for 14 days online, that is our link. And if you want to or need to install netTerrain on premise, it is a Windows application. So if your organization can install netTerrain on the Windows Server environment with IIS .NET Framework installed, as well as Microsoft SQL Database Server license. And all you need is just a standard HTML5 web browser to view all the diagrams and data. So again, either on-prem or cloud. So we do offer both options. So I do want to thank you for your time. And just a little introduction about how you can use netTerrain to help manage the capacity within your data centers. There's another videos that you can probably see in our YouTube channel for managing cable capacity. So that'll take another half hour if we went through that. Managing the fiber plants, fiber conduit capacity, fiber strand capacity. That's something, again, that you can view in our YouTube channel. So I do want to thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Sorry, one last question. How does it interact with SolarWinds? So if you have SolarWinds Orion NPM, we do have a connector to that. So I'll show it to you really quick. It's in one of these diagrams here. Or maybe not. Let's see. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to click on SolarWinds. So when you push data into netTerrain with our connector, actually this I created this manually. It's going to look like this. So when you go to the collector, hit SolarWinds, it's going to ask for your username, password, the REST API endpoint. And it's going to bring everything in your connections table and nodes table in SolarWinds Orion. And that's it looks very similar to your network atlas, right? So it shows you the switches, the information. Again, this is all discovered through SolarWinds. And also shows you the connections as well. Again, you can customize this. You can move this around. You can make it bigger, smaller, rearrange these. So it's up to you. I just had another demo before this one, and they were asking me, can you add devices into here that's not discovered through SolarWinds? Yes, you definitely can. So like patch panels, which you can't discover. So this is gonna assign me a task to the stakeholder for this diagram, but I'm gonna hit OK. So again, then you can connect these two together, just like I showed before. So that's how you would do it in netTerrain. So I just created an object in that that again it's something that's not discovered in SolarWinds. You want to add it in there. netTerrain gives you that flexibility. All right, you're welcome, Peter. Thanks everyone for your time. We'll send recordings of those webinar. And again, if you want to try it in netTerrain, feel free to click on that link. If there's anything else you need, you can just email us at sales@graphicalnetworks.com, or you can call me direct at 240-660-9170. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you. Take care.